If you're a San Antonio Spurs fan, I know you woke up this morning feeling good, feeling great, feeling damn near unbeatable after that ass kicking last night. On the flip side, if you're an OKC Thunder fan, you got to wake up this morning feeling pretty concerned about your chances in this series. That's the type of game last night was. It was the second straight game where the Spurs came out the gate. They punched the Thunder in the mouth, and this time the Thunder didn't respond. Game 3, the Spurs came out 15-0 run, punched them in the mouth. Caruso was able to check into that game. Jalen Williams was able to check into that game off the bench, flip the energy around for the OKC Thunder. They were able to rally, get a big comeback win, and I left Game 3 thinking they were thoroughly in control of this series. Game 4, though, the Spurs came out once again, punched the Thunder in the mouth. This time, the Thunder, they weren't able to rally back. They weren't able to answer the call. Flip the energy around the bench was very ineffective, and it led to a thorough ass kicking. There was not a second of that game where it seemed like the OKC Thunder had a chance to win it, and it's just one of those ass kickings that makes you rethink things. Now I'm thinking the Spurs are in command of this series, and if I'm the OKC Thunder, I'm looking around, I'm like, what is the answer here? And the big question for them is going to be health, because we're seeing without Jalen Williams and without AJ Mitchell, there is no secondary on-ball creator next to SGA. And I love SGA. He's one of the best guards we've ever seen. I think the flopping stuff, yes, it's a terrible watch. I will complain about it all day long. That foul call on De'Aaron Fox, one of the worst calls I have ever seen. But I think a lot of the flopping discourse, it loses sight of the fact that SGA is still one of the most talented and most efficient guards we've ever seen. This 3-year run he's been on, one of the best runs we've ever seen from a guard, and that gets lost in the shuffle with this flopping discourse. But as great as he is, you still need a secondary creator next to him. It can't be all him. One-man shows do not win in the playoffs. If they did, James Harden would have a ring by now. So the fact that there's no AJ Mitchell and there's no Jalen Williams, it's really hard for SGA right now. And he hasn't played as well as I expect him to play in this series, to be honest with you. I mean, the Spurs, they have defenders they can keep throwing at him. They got, Stephon Castle's one of the best perimeter defenders we have in the league. Carter Bryant, he's young, he's athletic. The whole defense on the Spurs side, it's geared towards shutting SGA down. And when Williams and Mitchell are also out, then there's just really no other threat for the OKC Thunder. There's nothing else that the Spurs have to worry about. So if Williams is going to be out, that's a huge concern for the OKC Thunder going forward. And this hamstring thing, it's been a lingering injury all year. I feel terrible for the guy. He comes off an all-NBA season last year, defending champ. He's on the come up, he's on the rise, he's got his max contract, and then boom, hamstring injury, been affecting him all year, been keeping him out all year. And they're lingering injuries, man. It's one of those things where you wonder, is it even worth it to play him at this point? Is it worth it to try to rush him back? Or do you just shut the guy down for the year and say, you know what, chalk this up to the game. We'll try again next year with him. AJ Mitchell, I don't know what to make of that injury either. It seems like one that could potentially keep him out for the series. And if it doesn't keep him out for the series, definitely seems like one where if he tries to play through it, it's going to be very hard to play through. It's going to affect his game. So without those two, the Thunder, they need somebody like, Cason Wallace. He has to step up. I love the guy on defense, one of the best perimeter defenders that we have, but his offensive game is leaving a lot to be desired, especially the last 2 games without Mitchell and without Jalen Williams. I really expected him to step up and create a little bit for them on the ball. Just hasn't shown that area of his game. I mean, theoretically, they do have Topic. He is a former lottery pick. Obviously, he's coming off cancer, not 100% yet, still a rookie. I mean, this is technically his second year because he had to miss his rookie year, but he's still a rookie. He's still a young guy. You saw him get some run at the end of the game because it was a blowout. He's not nearly ready for a series like this, in my opinion. So the Thunder, this is one of the flaws that's getting exposed in their roster is, and I mean, to be fair, any team that lost two of their 6 best players, they would have the same flaws exposed too. But it's showing, they don't really have a lot of on-ball creation next to SGA. And if the refs are going to continue to ref the series the way they refed this game, where they weren't letting Caruso get away with this shit, they weren't letting Dort get away with this shit. I think Dort had like 4 fouls in the first 9 minutes, and Caruso had something like 4 fouls in his first 12 minutes. So they weren't letting them grab and hold Wemby. They just weren't letting them get away with the stuff they've been getting away with all series. That's going to be a game changer for OKC. I don't know if they can win the series if they're going to referee the series like that. So on the flip side for the Spurs, I don't want to make it seem like it's all doom and gloom for the Thunder and not give any props for the Spurs, because the Spurs deserve props, man. Victor Wembanyama responded in a big way. Shaq called him out. Shaq said, I need to see more from you. Victor showed him more, man. Victor played his ass off tonight. That half-court shot, one of the most confident shots I've ever seen in my life. And as he took it, as he loaded up to take it, I was saying to myself, I bet this shit goes in. He was just having that kind of game. Stephon Castle, one of the most misleading box score lines you'll ever see. I think it was like 13 points, 6 assists, but it was a loud 13 points and 6 assists. That guy is such a killer out there. He's kind of a bigger Westbrook, who gives a shit on defense. Like, the guy's a maniac. He plays balls to the wall. He's a freak athlete. He's going at 100% all the time. Westbrook always translated that strictly to the offensive end, and he was an absolute bowling ball getting to the rim the same way Castle is. That spin move that he had, and then going into Chet's chest, knocking Chet to the ground, finishing at the rim. Great move by him. Love it when guys get aggressive like that. But the difference with Castle and Westbrook is Castle uses the same energy on the defensive end as well. So huge props to him. Dylan Harper, he looks healthy. He looks ready to go. I thought he had that dunk he had in traffic. That signaled to me that he's healthy. He's ready to contribute in a real way in this series. And shout out to Carter Bryant. I know I saw some people clowning him on social media for tearing up when the coach was getting in his ass, but man, we want players who are passionate until they actually show passion. I don't understand it, man. I love seeing a guy who's that passionate about the game, who cares that much, that it gets to him that much. So the San Antonio Spurs, I feel like after this game, they're thoroughly in the driver's seat. I still predict this series is going to go 7 games. It's just I have major questions about the type of adjustments the OKC Thunder can make going down the stretch here.